The Grasshopper's Gift, written by Becky Clenthis. The insects were preparing for a very special day as they gathered under an oak tree to plan the big bug parade. Greenie Grasshopper watched as Lily Ladybird scuttled over. Wow! Her spots were so beautiful! He smiled at Martin Millipede's many legs. What an interesting guy! The grasshopper sighed as dozens of butterflies settled on the ground like colorful confetti. Greenie looked down at his own bug body. It seemed so plain compared to the other creatures. His green limbs were completely camouflaged amongst the grass and leaves. This was useful to hide from predators like birds, but the camouflage also made Greenie feel a bit invisible and dull when he looked at all of his other amazing insect friends. Bert the bee, boldly striped in sunshine yellow, buzzed down to the front of the crowd. "Thank you for coming, everybody," Bert said. "We're here to plan our most exciting day of the year, the Big Bug Parade." The crowd began clapping, whooping, and cheering. "The butterflies will open the parade with an amazing air show," said Bert. "Think about how you can perform your talents too." Greenie Grasshopper swallowed hard. He couldn't possibly do anything as impressive as the butterflies. When the meeting ended, the bugs scattered in all directions, heading for their homes in holes, plants, and trees. They chatted excitedly as Lily Ladybird planned her walk routine. Martin Millipede had grand plans for the world's greatest tap dance. And the butterflies practiced their twirls and tumbles in the sky. Greenie shuffled quietly back to the long grass where he lived, feeling not very special at all. A few days later, Greenie was dozing on a thick blade of grass when he suddenly heard a commotion. "Ah," he said to himself, "it's parade day." He looked down at the excited clusters of insect crawlies making their way towards the oak tree. Greenie crept down in the grass and slid underneath a big leaf. He would hide there until the parade was over. After some time, the hustle and bustle settled down. Why hasn't the parade started? He wondered to himself. It should be happening by now, Greenie said. Will I have to stay under here all day? Just then, the corner of his leaf peeled back. It was Bert B. He peered underneath. "There you are, Greenie!" he cried. "We've been looking everywhere for you." Bert looked relieved and delighted to see him. "Looking for me?" asked Greenie. "Why? I can't do anything in the parade." Bert looked shocked, and then he laughed. "But your music," he said. "We need you to play your wonderful music." Greenie slowly realized what Bert meant. He was the only creature around who could make music with his legs. He was special after all. Greenie smiled and jumped up to follow Bert. When they arrived at the parade, the insects rejoiced to see their favorite musician, Greenie Grasshopper. Greenie climbed toward the top of the oak tree and began to play a celebratory song. The crowd closed their eyes and appreciated the wonderful music. And so began the best big bug parade the creatures ever had. The end.